Hi guys, I'm Queen Bee and welcome to my tutorial on how to speed level your thievery skills in Kenshi. We're going to be covering how to fast level Assassination, Lockpicking and Thievery in the first week so you'll be unstoppable. I've spent many hours playtesting for this tutorial, studying tips and tricks and put together a tried and tested low risk, high reward, fast leveling strategy in the way of thievery and assassination that still works as of 2024. Do be warned though, these techniques are all about cheese and exploitation of the game mechanics, so if that's not for you, then neither will this tutorial be. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will be playing the game on vanilla settings, completely unmodded, and on the Wanderer setting. We're going to start by talking at character choices. Now in Kenshi you can play as one of four races: humans, sheks, hives and skeletons. Humans come in two forms: Scorchlanders and Greenlanders, and hives come in three forms: drones, princes and warriors. Each has its own stats, strengths and weaknesses. The three character choices that lend themselves to the life of a thief or assassin are as follows. A human Scorchlander, either male or female. They have a 20% stealth racial XP bonus. Now this means that they will skill up 20% faster in stealth. A hive worker drone has a 20% bonus to both stealth and thievery. The hive prince has a tasty 20% bonus to stealth, thievery and lockpicking. When deciding what character you want to play as, make sure you check out their full range of stats, as the bonuses in one area are offset by reductions in other areas. For this tutorial I've chosen to play as a Scorchlander because they've got some bonus in stealth, but they're not too OP. Further to that, we're going to have a very brief look at stats, and as you can see there are many. Starting out in Kenshi, your character will have incredibly poor stats, either 0 or 1 in everything. For the way of the thief and assassin, the key stats you're looking at are in the thievery section. They are stealth, lockpicking, thievery and assassination. That's what we'll be looking at in this tutorial. In addition to these, it's never going to hurt to increase athletics and strength over time. Athletics for running speed for a fast getaway, and strength to help with carrying stolen booty. We start with skilling up on thievery, and on Wanderer settings you're going to spawn into the hub. There are three standing buildings here: a small shack, the Shinobi Thieves Tower and the bar. Go straight to the small shack and steal everything that isn't nailed down. You want to pick the lock on the chest and steal the contents from here too, and then dash over to the bar in the hub. Sell everything, and I like to buy one meat and one bandage just for on the go. Next you want to make for Squin. Squin is the town just south of the hub and the only other town on the map at this point. Now there's two entrances to Squin, and one has like a rubble house on the one side and a travelling supply shop on the other. Go to the supply shop and purchase a large backpack. After you've purchased your backpack, go back out of the gateway and turn left and you'll find a copper node. I normally choose to mine this one. It's close to the gate, meaning that if hungry bandits attack you can run back to the guards for help. You want to mine copper because it sells for more cats than iron. Mine as much as you can during the first day and then stop mining just before midnight or so, and run and sell the copper in the bar in town. Then you want to return back to the travelling supplies shop. If it's safe to do so, turn on stealth and right click to pick the lock. The guards up at the gate are fine, but look out for guards here, or anyone looking in your direction. If it's too risky, come back the next day and try again. Now in terms of stealth operates on like a traffic light system, so if your stealth eye is showing as blue, it means nobody's looking at you and you're good to go. Once you've unlocked the door, stay in sneak mode and creep inside the door and pause. Zoom in and check for any guards still on duty downstairs. If they're on duty, just run back outside and just keep popping in to check until they go to bed. When the coast is clear, get back inside and you can now press your Alt key. This will show you all the items in the room. Green items and red items. Red items are stealable items. If you want to be a thief and assassin in Kenshi, the first night is all about training up your thievery skills in a very safe environment. It's time to exploit and cheese the game. Unpause, and while holding down Alt, click on the red items to pick up. Go for the smaller items, the cups, the bandages, first aid kits, fabrics, bowls, etc. Once your bag is full, now here's the trick. Pause, open up your inventory and click and drag to drop everything back on the floor. Unpause, press Alt, and you'll see that the items you've dropped on the floor are still showing as red, meaning you can re-steal them. So pick them back up again and then rinse and repeat. Note that this will only work when you're inside the building, and remember to use your pause button before you drop your items. This means that you're going to drop them without the passing of time, and it allows you to maximize your thievery training. Using this technique on the first night, it takes me about 1.5 to 2.5 in-game hours to skill up to about level 50 or so. Then it gives me a few hours to steal some of the more juicy stuff. This is why you purchase a large backpack on the first day, so that once you've skilled up in thievery, you can loot as much as you can carry. You want to focus on the first floor to start with. The barrels, the basic lock check, the shelves, loot everything. Apart from the safe, as your lockpicking skills probably isn't going to be good enough, and prioritise the higher value loot. On the morning of day 2, run back to the hub north of Squin, and as you can see, I now have a substantial amount of cats from my first night's looting. At this point, it's worth briefly talking about fencing of stolen items. If you steal something in the starting town, the hub, then you're free to sell it there without consequence. The guy in the bar in the hub really doesn't care two hoots where the goods have come from. However, if you're elsewhere in a different town, if you're stealing, make sure you sell those items in a different town from where you stole from. Stealing and then selling in the same town other than the hub, there's a chance that you'll get caught fencing those goods, get sent to jail, and that will damage your reputation within that town for future sales. As your thievery skills increase further in the game, your fencing chance will increase, meaning that over time you'll have less and less chance of getting caught. At some point, that will even go down to 0. Day 2 is really a cash grind. Once I've sold everything that I've stolen from night 1 at the hub, I run back to Squin, and you can take 2 approaches here. You can either mine copper in the same place to raise enough money to get to 10,000 cats, or do some daylight robbery. Personally, I enjoy theft way too much. I'll run into the armourer and steal from a couple of barrels, or the weapon master to steal what I can. Or a good one is up to the top of the trading store. You often don't get anybody stood up there, and there's a couple of places where you can pick locks and get some decent booty. I will fill up on the most lucrative booty and then run back to the hub, sell my spoils. If the trader in the bar doesn't have enough cats to buy what I've stolen, then you can just run north of the hub and you'll find a lone bar where you can sell the rest. One run with a full backpack should easily achieve your aim, which is to gain over 10,000 cats. Now that you've accumulated your 10,000 cats, it's time to become a Kenshi assassin. So the next stage is working on your assassination skills, and also as a byproduct, we work on kind of our stage 1 of lockpicking. So in the hub, there's the Shinobi Thieves Guild Tower. Outside the tower is the Thieves boss. Walk up to him, enter into dialogue, and pay him 10,000 cats to join the Thieves Guild. After joining the Thieves Guild, you can run up to the 2nd floor and you'll find 2 lockpick training chests. Go for the large silver one, it looks prettier, and it actually seems to do the job faster because it's, I think, a little bit harder. This will take you all the way to level 20 in lockpicking, but I find that as you get beyond level 15, it does seem to really slow down. I tend to stop after about level 16 and leave further training for later. Now we've got decent thievery and lockpicking, let's move on to assassination. If you check on your map and the factions tab, you'll see you're standing within each guild. Once you've joined the Shinobi Thieves, you'll have 100 reputation with them. At this point, and for quite some time as a member of the Thieves, you can pretty much do whatever you want to them without reprimand. Although, as a side note, I have been attacked by them at a point where my rep got below about 39 out of 100, but that takes a fair while. To train up your assassination, you want to go into sneak mode and try some stealth KO or assassination on your newly acquired guild members. The stronger the NPC, the better the skill gain. The higher the level of your target, the more you skill up. Knocking out your guild members will not result in them attacking you. Once you're in a guild, you can do pretty much what you want to them for a fair amount of time, or at least enough time to get yourself up to level 50 in assassination skills. So looking at our stats now, we have some really decent thievery skills and assassination skills. Our lockpicking is mediocre and our stealth is going nicely in the right direction. Now it's time to focus on our lockpicking. Now, stage 2 of lockpick training involves committing a crime and getting caught. I like to run back to Squint for this. What we want is to speed level lockpicking from within the prison. This will allow us to pick the really tricky locks and get the good loot. Now, you absolutely can run into the guard tower and straight into their prisoner cages, let yourself in and pick the locks, but after a time the guards are going to realise that you're there. They'll come and let you out, and every time you get back in they're going to let you out immediately. It's very tiresome and takes a lot longer that way. So I like to get proper banged up. My approach is to just biff one of the guards on the head. Before you do that though, make sure you've purchased it, or you've got a little bit of food or a decent amount of food in your pockets, and then just go whack-a-mole a guard. You'll get roughed up by the guards and then you'll get locked up, but don't worry, they're going to heal you and then you're going to eat your food and you're going to feel better, and by the time you wake up you're going to have a bounty on your head and you're going to be locked up for a certain amount of time. Now, if you hover over the bounty, you'll see the time remaining until the bounty disappears, and that's how long you're going to remain locked up for. So here we have 7 hours, and that means 7 unadulterated, uninterrupted lockpicking training hours. Once you're locked up and awake, begin your training. Pick the lock, click escape, and then get into a prisoner cage. Having skilled up to around level 16 before coming here, you should be able to pick your way out of any of the cages, but the harder the lockpicking difficulty, the quicker you will increase your skill. So make sure you choose a more difficult lock to pick. I aim to get to about level 51, 52 in lockpicking before I have to leave the jail. Now, this does mean that occasionally, depending on your bounty may run out of time before you've skilled up enough. If this happens and you haven't fully healed, I always run across to the bar, pay 100 cats, jump in a bed, heal completely, then go and take another pop at another guard, get locked up and begin the process again. By the end of this process, your thievery, lockpicking and assassination should all be level 50 or more, and your stealth will be around about 40 or more. I would expect it to take you between 4 to 6 days to achieve these stats with these techniques. Most of your work is now done and you're set for some real skullduggery. You should be able to pick the harder locks, which will skill you up even more. You can sneak past most people undetected, KO most of them too, take out entire groups of thugs with assassination, and if the wind blows that way, you can enslave them and sell them to slavers or turn them in for their bounties if they have them. My next move would be to carry on increasing all of these stats and also start working on athletics and strength, and to begin recruiting my squad. Finally, I have a few tips if you're going down the thief assassin route. So, as we mentioned earlier, stealth works on a sort of traffic light system. Blue means you're unseen, then you've got yellow, and red means you are directly in the line of sight and an NPC has their beady eyes on you. You do not want to steal or pick locks or assassinate when the eye is red. To keep stealth in blue, make sure you're cutting line of sight by hiding behind walls or looting on empty floors, and avoid lit areas. Light does play a factor in visibility. Don't forget assassination. Knocking out stronger MPs will increase your skills faster, but it will reduce the chance of success, so work with the balance. Similarly, lockpicking harder chests reduces your picking chance but increases your skill gain. Generally, the harder the chest, the higher the value of the loot that you can get from them. Clothes. If you're going into the way of the thief, do have a look into clothing. Certain clothing in the thieves backpack will give you skill boosts. Guys, I'm Queen Bee. I hope you found this tips and tricks tutorial for becoming a Kenshi assassin and thief helpful and informative. If you have, don't forget to leave a like and sub to the channel, and please share your own tips and tricks in the comments section for everybody else to enjoy.